Live. Good morning, Yankee fans. The Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner finally spoke, and now every Yankee fan is asking the same question. Are the Yankees gearing up to spend big, or will this be another penny pitching offseason? Join the conversation here on the Yankees Morning Brew.
What are your thoughts when facing an opponent?
There is no opponent.
And why is that?
Because the word love does not exist.
Good morning, Yankees universe. And like I said, welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, November 25th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, joined by the compañeros this morning. We got the lovely Grace Monroe and my man, Pots and Pan, the Ace Avenue. Grace and Ace, how are you feeling? Konnichiwa. I'm back from Japan.
Yeah, feeling good. Glad you're back safe. Back in the U.S. of A. Hector, there in New York City. I'm holding it down in Texas. Ace, you holding it down? Getting ready for Thanksgiving? How you feeling?
Yes, feeling good. Feels so good. Just came off a good Friendsgiving, ready for Thanksgiving. Little disappointed that Heck didn't bring us back some souvenirs in Imai and Okamoto, but we're going to talk all about that.
Thanks for putting me on the spot. I did come back king of the chopsticks. Look at my Pikachu chopsticks. King of the chopsticks. I let Grace and Ace know backstage last night. I got an order of mango first thing back off the plane, and I was eating my mango with these chopsticks. Let's shout out the chat before we continue. First off, I missed you guys. I look forward to doing more of these conversations, especially with Grace and Ace. Shout out to the chat. My man Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. He says, "Oh shit, new intro. I love it." Yes, shout out to the homie on Fiverr who was able to put that together for us. Let's shout out the chat. John the Beagle Dad is in the building. How are you doing? Salute, salute, salute. Our good friend Yankee Kyle is here. Yankee Kyle, good morning. Hayden Bayer 3065, how you doing? Of course, our friend Nathaniel Crenshaw with a new profile pic. Every week is a new profile pic for our friend Nathaniel Crenshaw. How you doing? Julian, how are you doing as well? Salute, salute, salute. My man, the Ace Avenue, dropping the link so you guys can become a member of the channel. If you guys can, it helps grow the channel. YouTube likes to push shows and channels that have people buying it, but we are here. I miss you guys. But Hal Steinbrenner spoke yesterday. Grace or Ace, whoever wants to take it first, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I know Ace has a lot to say about this, so let me just real quick say that Hal overall for me, I watched as much as I could, piecing it together from the little video clips that they had released on Twitter, but he seemed annoyed. He seemed like he didn't want to be there, that he does not like the media. This is the vibe that I'm getting. And he damn sure does not like John Heyman. Let's get into it. Ace, what did you think?
Sorry, Grace. I played you queued it up perfectly. I played the John Heyman sound effect. I know you can't hear it. Like it was queued up so perfectly. But no, you're at No. It's smooth. It's so quick that it's just a smooth transition.
Okay,
You'll
I'll
hear
have
it.
to go back and watch.
Yeah, but you hit it perfectly. Finally, there was an APB out for Hal. You know, a lot of us have been saying, like, where the hell has he been? Put him on the milk carton. It's been over 48 hours for all those that watch those type of shows, and he's been gone since February. A lot of us have been saying, where has he been? He finally showed up, and I'm going to tell you this. I wish he would have just stayed in hiding, because the stuff that he was saying basically was just, like, regurgitated from last year, or it was just stuff that Yankee fans just genuinely do not want to hear, and we're going to get all into that conversation.
Yeah. 100%. I think the big takeaway from this, like I put in the thumbnail, will the Yankees be penny pitching? And I think the way that Hal spoke about it, Grace, I agree with you a lot. Shout out to all the media members that was there. Gary Phillips with amazing questions. Kirsten as well. Shout out to all the media members that were there at that press conference. But the biggest takeaway from it was Hal Steinbrenner is probably one of the only owners in Major League Baseball that talks to the fan base every year. So I want to give him one credit just with that, by just talking to the fan base and letting the fan base know the temperature that he's feeling. That's first and foremost. Secondly, though, right, to be the opposite side of giving him credit, I don't think any Yankee fan wants to hear Hal Steinbrenner crying poverty. I don't think any fan wants to hear that whatsoever, especially when you are a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar corporation like the New York Yankees are. The Yankees print money at 161 River Ave. They literally print money, especially with the Yes Network. So I don't think any Yankee fan is going to cry for you or going to have any tears for you because you're crying poverty. And then he wants to flip it to like, yeah, and we have to, give $100 million to the city of New York. Yeah, the Dodgers do the same exact thing with LA. And the taxes in LA are probably way more than they are in New York City. So no one wants to hear that.
I want to say something about this real quick. To me, what I understood of what Hal was saying, and I watched it back several times because I saw the Yankees fan discourse, everybody kind of running with the story that Hal was saying that he didn't make any profit. That's not how I interpreted it, and I watched it several times. For me, what Hal was trying to say, I think, was John Heyman said, according to whatever, last year the Yankees made $600 million in profit. And that's when Hal said, no, that's not fair to say. And you need to look at our expenses. And we pay $100 million to the city of New York. And then Heyman said, so are you saying you didn't make a profit? And Hal was like, no, I'm not going to get into that. But I'm just saying, what I took that as was that Heyman was assuming or putting out on Front Street that the Yankees made $600 million. And Hal was like, well, we didn't make $600 million, but we did make a hell of a lot. But we didn't make $600 million. So it's not fair to you. It's not fair for Heyman or anyone to assume that the Yankees pocketed $600 million. Well, guess what? Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that they're just pocketing $600 million, right? But Heyman, we all know, is a shill for what's his name? Boris. Yes, thank you, Scott Boris. So he's already on everybody's nerves, especially owners who are trying to sign players who are working with Scott Boris. And Heyman being a mouthpiece for Scott Boris, saying, well, you made $600 million last year, so why can't you pony up the money that my boy Boris is asking for Cody Bellinger? You don't have an excuse. That's the insinuation. And Hal was saying, well, yeah, we didn't pocket all that money. Okay, so just hold your horses. But everybody knows they made money. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everyone's kind of over exaggerating that quote in the fandom because we haven't signed anybody big yet this offseason and people are latching onto a story. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. And another
That's
thing
how I took it.
No, but also I want to give credit to Hal for saying this one thing about the players need to perform, which is true. You can have an owner that spends all the money in the world, but if the players aren't performing, what is really happening, right? And look at Aaron Judge, for instance, right? I think we've all wanted Aaron Judge to have a 2009 postseason run like Alex Rodriguez did. Aaron Judge hit over 500 or close to 500 in the postseason. But the one thing that fans take away when having that conversation of, oh, we want Judge to be like A-Rod in 2009. Who was the World Series MVP in 2009? It was Hideki Matsui. So you can have A-Rod putting up great numbers in the postseason, but if you don't have the other guys around him stepping up, the Yankees don't win a postseason, don't win the World Series in 2009. So if Aaron Judge is hitting 500, but nobody else is giving you anything, they're just giving you donuts, you're not going far. You're not going to the World Series. You're not winning any championships. So yes, I criticize Hal Steinbrenner when it comes to like the Yankees not making a profit or trying to like tiptoe around that question. I agree with you, Ace, 100%. I don't think he said that, especially after giving Trent Grisham $22 million. I think Hal said he wants the team to be around like $319 million when it comes to the payroll. But if the players aren't performing, how much money are you going to spend? Is that like a fair criticism or am I being off book with that?
Well, then if that's the case, it kind of falls on the roster construction that the players aren't performing. Like I see both sides of it, right? Hal Steinbrenner, but what he said to me basically to me means that winning is not the be all end all for Hal Steinbrenner. I understand he's a businessman. The Yankees are a business. The Yankees are a very profitable business. We all know that. But us as fans do not want to hear you crying poverty, especially when we got expenses too. We all got bills too. We pay for the Gotham app. We pay for all these apps to watch the Yankees. Like Delulu said, how much Delulu's there almost every game. Hector, you as well. You're paying for parking. You're paying for all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all have our expenses and bills, so we really don't want to hear that you're paying $100 million to New York. Everybody is paying for their own spot when it comes to that. And you guys are the ones that wanted that brand new spanking stadium. And so basically you're paying for it. That's what it comes down to. But when you're the owner of the New York Yankees, this is the type of stuff that you cannot come out and say, because all it does is infuriate the fan base. I was mostly infuriated on the fact that he's having this interview, and on the first part of the first section, he's talking about someone told me the Blue Jays scored etc. amount of runs. Somebody told you, so you're not paying attention to the team, is what I grasp of that. And that's what infuriated me the most, because to me, winning isn't a priority for them. But if that's the case, then you need to have somebody that bring in that somebody that winning is a priority. If it's not on. And then the comments that he was saying about Aaron Boone and company as well, you know, Boone is great with decision making. He was basically, it felt like he was talking about that one series, but I'm looking at it as the year in totality. And you're continuing to run the same stuff out there, right? The common denominators in like the last, since 2017 for the New York Yankees, let's say 2018, because that's when Aaron Boone came in, has been Aaron Boone and Aaron Judge. New players keep coming in every single year. It's new roster construction. That's going on with it when it comes to Brian Cashman and company as well. So what is it? Are the players not performing? Are you not bringing in the right personnel? Do the ownership not care? I think it's everything.
Yeah, it's a combination of it all. I want to shout out the chat before we continue. Folks, we got over 40 people in the building watching us. If you're watching us on Instagram, if you're watching us on Twitter, on X, or on Twitch, whatever you're watching us, click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Eddie Snap says, shout out to my guy Eddie, who says, I gave the team $100 for a new jacket, so how is $100 richer? Yes, and like you said, shout out to Delulu Yankee fan in the building, my guy Alex, because he is at every Yankee game. Every Yankee game, him and Theo Dennis, they're there. The bleacher creatures are there. They spent. I know Dennis spends money on his tickets yearly. He is a season ticket holder for the New York Yankees. So is the rest of those bleacher creatures. People spend their hard-earned dollars to go to the stadium. And when you look at the payroll, and when you look at what Steve Cohen spends in Queens, the only difference between the Yankees and the Mets is honestly the Yankees' legacy. And there should be no reason why Steve Cohen and the New York Mets are spending more money than you on players. One, you should never lost Juan Soto to the Mets. I'm gonna just say that right now. Losing one of your biggest free agents in a long time to your crosstown rivals is something hard to swallow from a fan base. That's one. Secondly, when the Yankees have the Yes Network, like I said, printing out money the way that is printing out money, like Ace said, no fan wants to hear you screaming poverty whatsoever. There was somebody on shout out to Randy Wilkins, who was our guest on our last show. He put this out on Twitter, who said the Yankees are not broke. They have money to spend. They just spent $22 million on a guy with one good season. They will spend more money this offseason. We don't have to worry about their profits because we're not getting any of them. They'll have a good team next year. And I hope that he's right. One thing, when you was talking about the conversation or the back and forth between John Heyman and Hal Steinbrenner, is the reason why we don't get to look at their books. They don't let them be open. They aren't public. Like you got the Yankees, which is the team. The Yankees are underneath the corporation, the LLC of the Yankees brand, right? We know how much money the Yankees team make, like the team itself, like from gate spending, revenue spending, jersey sales. We know how much that brings in because we see it from Forbes. But what the Yankee brand brings in, that's private. They don't allow us to see that. Let us see your books. Show us the money that you're burning through. Show us that you're not making a profit, and then the fans will probably shut up. But until that day, We want you to be as competitive, if not more competitive, than the Dodgers and the New York Mets because they aren't the Yankees.
I don't think he was saying that they don't make a profit. I think what he was saying was, you don't know how much money we're making or not making.
So open the books.
So don't assume. That's what he was saying, I think.
Mhm.
And it's just, if he were to come out, listen, the New York Yankees are the most profitable team in baseball, period, end of story. The Dodgers won the World Series last year and the year before, and the New York Yankees still are more profitable than the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is a fact, a well-known fact, okay? However, that being said, if Hal were to come out and say, yeah, we made however many millions of dollars last year, that makes him lose leverage in negotiation talks. That is not a good place to posture yourself as a business owner when you're entering into negotiations with leverage, etc. And also when you're entering into a possible year of a lockout where owners are going to be crying that they don't have enough money and they can't compete and we need a salary cap and whatever. And Hal does not want to show his cards. Okay, that's what I think. At least that's what I hope. Because everybody knows the New York Yankees are making money, okay? That is preposterous. And I don't think that's what Hal was saying.
Yeah.
But he's not going to disclose the number. Because why would he? He's a dragon sitting on top of a huge pile of money. He's Smaug under the lonely mountain, sitting on his pile of gold. He doesn't need to tell anybody. And he won't.
True.
Yeah. Ultimately, the frustration from Yankee fans comes from the lack of results at the end of the day. We have not seen a championship since 2009. If they're out here spending all this money, like, it should show you something. Now, if the Yankees, let's say we had won it a couple of years ago, would these comments have bothered us so much? No, but it's the fact that we're going on a drought that's absolutely crazy. Like Tony was saying, right? $320 million should be more than enough to build a championship, build a winning team. I agree with this statement because even a couple of years ago, I believe it was last year, Hal Steinbrenner came out and said, oh, we don't think we should have to spend $300 million to compete. A lot of people took that as he's being cheap, but I took that as if the players that you're bringing in can find some sort of success, maybe they will float under the radar. But with that being said, it's a systemic issue. Do we have great scouting? No. Do we have great player development? No. Do we have great roster construction? No. Do we have great money allocation? Hell no. Like, we give out bad contracts to these aging players all the time, and that adds to it. If the Yankees had all that stuff, scouting, player development, roster construction, then you'd be able to stay under that $300 million threshold, but you don't. So therefore, you have two solutions. Either you have to throw more money out of it to fix the problem, which the Yankees have shown us in the past that they're reluctant to do, or you got to clean house and bring in people that can spend that money better. It's one of two options, and we're failing at both.
I think, and I'm gonna say this right now, right? Again, I don't think Hal Steinbrenner, like Grace was saying, was complaining about the Yankees not making a profit. But there's no way that I can buy that if you generate close to $700 million in revenue, the New York Yankees operating cost is not $500 million a season. I'm sorry.
Right.
I cannot buy that whatsoever. I understand the difference between revenue and profits. I understand when it comes to operating costs, how much the business overhead it needs every month or every year in order to generate a profit. There is no way in the world that I can believe, or any Yankee fan will believe, that if you generate $700 million in profit, half of it is not going to your operating costs. It's not going to your operating costs whatsoever.
Not to mention tax write-offs. You can't tell me they're not writing stuff off.
Of course.
Like they're finding a way. Yeah, exactly.
And yes, I love to believe that, my bleeding heart loves to believe that the Yankees, when they do these, toy drives or food drives in the South Bronx, they're doing it from a place of goodness and kindness. When in reality, those are all tax write-offs, like Ace just fucking said. Sorry to curse and drop the F-bomb, but those are tax write-offs. They just gave away, $500,000 in turkey. That's a $500,000 tax write-off that they're getting back.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just like the profit doesn't really matter to me what they spend. as long as you're putting a good product out on the field to me. And they're not, because at the end of the day, it's not our money. And that's what people got to realize. So it's easy for us to say, go out there and get this player. But you can't cry poverty when you're paying Trent Grisham $22 million a year. You know what I'm saying? You have to go over that threshold and be able to spend. At the end of the day, this is a competitive sport. Winning is profitable. It's as simple as that. Yeah. You got to go out there and put out a winning product. Now, it's about, to me, I think it's more about, what do the Yankees consider successful? Do they consider making the playoffs every year a success and just ultimately flaming out? Sometimes it seems like that. But you got to go out there and you just got to handle what you got to handle. I do think a lot of Yankee fans are taking some of the stuff that Hal was saying out of context, but it's what they've shown us through the past year, that when there's a player out there, you know what I'm saying, like, you're not doing what you got to do. Now, last year, you can't say the Yankees were being cheap. They threw all the money they could at Juan Soto. We knew ultimately, you know, a lot of us didn't even think they would go that high, you know, like, but it's about making the necessary moves that you have to make this year to make the team a lot better for 2026 for guys like Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, Giancarlo Stanton.
And Yamamoto, they threw him a lot of money too.
Yeah, they threw the bag at Yamamoto.
Just didn't get him.
Exactly.
I just want to point this out. I just looked it up right now. The average cost for a Yankee game ticket last year in 2025, it ranged from $105 to $132 per ticket. I'm gonna go with the lower, more conservative, $105, right, per ticket. The average attendance at a Yankee game was 41,885 fans. For the year, it was they were right under 4 million at 3.392 when it came to fan attendance. So I'm gonna just do the math real quick. We're gonna do this is an episode of Hooked on Phonics, but with math. All right.
You said math. I'm out.
So we're gonna do the math real quick. I'm gonna do the math. 3,392,659 people attended the Yankee game. If I times that, hold on, wait, let me just make sure my math is right. 659.
If I times that.
Yeah, if I times that, because now my ass can't do math either. If I times that by $105 on tickets alone, that gives the Yankees over $300 million. That's $356,229,195 on ticket sales alone. That's not including Pepsi. I mean, that's not including beers, chicken tendies, merchandise, jersey sales, Eddie's $100 jacket, our hats that we buy. That doesn't include any of that shit. Parking, which is $40 per Yankee game. So if half of the people that attended the Yankee game or a quarter of the people attended the Yankee game pay for parking, you guys do the math, because I'm tapped out with math. I got jet lag coming back from Japan. My body don't know what time it is. All right. But off of ticket sales alone, they're making over $300 million.
I think actions speak louder than words. You know, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, we're paying a fourth outfielder $22 million for a 1-year contract. So clearly we're doing I. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So,
and that's not even that. And the Yankees, like I said, the Yankees, they have the Yes Network. So they're not paying to license, or they're not licensing
the star patch on our fucking arms.
Come on, they're not licensing Yankee games to another network. That's their network that people buy ad space, people buy revenue space. Learning about that shit just blew my mind this past month. But people buy that into the Yes Network, and that all goes into the Yankees' pockets.
Bigelow Tea sponsorship. Hello, we start adding this shit up.
The lights ain't in jeopardy of going out in Yankee Stadium. No. All that means to me is that it's a built-in excuse for you to get ahead of it if you decide not to ultimately spend like you're supposed to do. If you're going to get outspent by the Mets, you're going to outspend by the Dodgers. If Cody Bellinger goes to the Mets, you're going to sit here and just be like, whoa, you know, same old Yankee shit. Go out there and set the market. That's the biggest thing that I always complain about. Like, go out there and set the market. Stop being so reactive and be proactive when it comes to it. Be aggressive and go out there. If you want want a guy, go out there and get him, even if you got to overpay him. Winning is profitable. Winning a championship will bring you more business. Players will want to play for here. You going out, and we'll talk about this topic later, you going out getting a couple of Japanese players brings in a new set of revenue. Like that, if you're talking about from a business standpoint, those are good business moves.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all 2 things, okay? 1, Hal wants to stop paying to the teams that don't spend money on their payroll. That really chaps his hide. He has been vocal about this year after year.
Same.
If he were to disclose how much money he makes and how comfortable it is for the New York Yankees to go out and sign any free agent that they want, he would lose leverage and positioning and debating power with these teams where he's trying to force them to spend more money and raise the salary floor, if you will, so that he doesn't have to pay a tax to these teams. That's the first part. Second part is I forgot my second part. See, this is why I have to write things down. The salary floor, I forgot.
Well,
Damn.
that might not be that's something he might have to deal with after next year. You know, we don't know what new CBA is going to look like. We don't know if there's going to be a salary floor or a salary cap. We don't know. But as far as this year, you got to take it in stride. You got to go all in this year with Aaron Judge, because if this lockout happens in this 2 years, he's not getting any younger. You're going out there and you're wasting a generational talent. Look at what the Dodgers are doing. The Dodgers have a generational talent. What are they doing? Building a roster around him to go out there and compete for championships. The Yankees are not doing that. Where is Robin to Judge's Batman? You know, we have not had that. Judge needs some help, and it's as simple as that. Spend the money.
And when you look at the Dodgers, right, for instance, the players that they brought in to build this team, outside of Ohtani, outside of Yamamoto and Roki Sasaki, Mookie Betts came over from the Red Sox because the Red Sox didn't want to give him a contract extension, and the Red Sox used Mookie Betts as a salary dump. Freddie Freeman. The Atlanta Braves didn't want to bring back Freddie Freeman. They traded for Matt Olson, gave him a contract extension that was cheaper than the contract that Freddie Freeman got with the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, all of these guys, they came from teams because they didn't want to spend the money. And if teams were spending the money in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers wouldn't be what the Dodgers are right now. They wouldn't have this quote unquote about to have a dynasty because they're on the verge of three-peating next year and probably could do a three-peat next year because the Yankees aren't spending any money. The Yankees aren't trying to put out a competitive team out there. And like you said, Ace, we are wasting a generational talent in Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge, when it's all said and done, who is he going to be? Is he going to be Don Mattingly with no championships as a Yankee, but as an MVP, or will he be Derek Jeter?
Yeah. And also, Hal, stop antagonizing the Dodgers. He's just out here like, you heard those last comments. He was like, they did it for 2 years. See if they can do it for 3. Motherfucker, they might, like, because they're making the necessary moves to do it. Like,
he said it's a small sample size. I'm like, bitch, the sample size is 100%. 100%.
Where's our sample size?
Yeah,
2009. Like,
yeah, listen,
Lord,
no shade to Trent Grisham whatsoever. This is not me trying to shade Trent Grisham whatsoever. You just gave Trent Grisham $22 million. You should not be penny pinching.
No, I mean, listen, let me say, in defense, there are teams out there, a lot of teams. Now, I know New York Yankees are the best, and we love them, and we want to spend money like wild, crazy Yosemite Sam, okay? But that being said, we told Marcus Stroman to kick rocks. We paid him to go away. We paid DJ LeMahieu to sit down. We told Aaron Hicks we ate the rest of his salary. We were still paying him last year. We had plenty of moments where Hal showed us that he cared more about winning than the money, because there are owners out there, trust me, who would have said, oh, well, we're riding with DJ LeMahieu. Oh, well, we're riding with Marcus Stroman or whoever because I'm paying them. Hal did not say that. Hal said, okay, if you think we need to let them go, let them go. I'll pay them anyway. Go get who we need to get. Now, I hate being the one up here to defend Hal Steinbrenner. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to say, let's wait because I think we're going to spend a lot of money like we always do. And Hal did say we're always going to spend in the top. and I liked that part because we make in the top, so we should spend in the top. And I just don't think he's a big Yankees fan. But you know what? Whatever. All I need for him is to sign the fucking checks. Okay? Sign the checks. That's what I need from you.
Yeah, and great way to segue to what we think the Yankees are going to do this offseason, because when it comes to signing the checks, I hope the Yankees do spend big this offseason, right? And whatever it is, whether it be Imai, whether it be trading for Fernando Tatis Jr., which I have always been a fan of, and Grace, you may hate me to say this,
I know,
but if Fernando Tatis is available, I'm packaging Spencer Jones,
Same.
Jason Dominguez, Bryce Cunningham, and Will Warren. Those are the 4 pieces that I'm sending back in a trade for Fernando Tatis Jr.
Same.
I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to say Cody
Kyle
Bellinger's going to the Mets.
Oh, well, that's another.
Well,
We'll get into
that
that
is a strong
conversation.
possibility.
Yeah, we'll get into that conversation later on. But
listen, I would totally agree with you. And I love Jason Dominguez. Y'all know I love him. But you got to
he's having good. He's
not to
playing.
make
He's
that
playing
trade.
good in winter ball. Also, sorry to cut you off. He's actually performing in winter ball in the Dominican League.
He's an incredible athlete and player.
Jason Dominguez.
I'm not surprised. Okay, he's great.
Jason Dominguez.
Jason, listen. I'm very upset, but listen, if we have the chance to get Fernando Tatis Jr., you have to do that.
Facts.
You have to do that.
And yeah,
And
look, I love Fernando Tatis Jr. I didn't think it was a realistic possibility. That's why it wasn't really on my radar. And we had that good conversation with Randy Wilkins last show, and it made me think, like, you know what, maybe it could be a possibility. If that's the type of stuff, you got to make those moves, because like this free agency is kind of subpar. Outside of Kyle Tucker, Cody Bellinger, the outfield market's kind of weak. This isn't going to be like a huge free agency, so you have to be very creative in the moves that you're going to make, and that comes via trade. Do you go out there and, with the Padres situation, go ahead and go all in? And this is the type of stuff that we talk about as far as with the prospects. Stop hanging on to them. If you want to go out there and put out a winning product, go out and sell high while you can on these guys, because we don't know what Spencer Jones is going to be. We don't know what a Cunningham and whatever arms. The Yankees have really good arms down in the farm system. There are teams that need this pitching. So go out there and make the necessary moves to make this team better.
I'll tell you, them offering Trent Grisham the qualifying offer tells me all I need to know about what the New York Yankees think about Spencer Jones, a center fielder.
It makes you feel like maybe he's not ready, but then
Correct.
If they go out and bring in a Cody Bellinger, what does that make you think how they feel about Jason Dominguez?
Exactly. I totally agree. I mean, this is going back to what I was saying a few minutes ago. Words are one thing, but actions. Look at the actions. Don't even listen to the words. Like, that it doesn't mean anything. Like, just watch their actions and you will know the truth.
Yeah. Because we know the Yankees aren't going to, if they bring back Cody Bellinger, we know the Yankees aren't going to have Trent Grisham as the 4th outfielder like he should be. They're not going to have $22 million rotting on the bench. They're looking at that like it's a bad business move, which is why moves like that can't be made, because Boone and company are too itching to make the moves and do that. How many times do we have aging veterans getting playing time over the youth? You know, we do it all the time.
Yep.
Again, like Grace said, and how Ace said, brought it up earlier before, when it comes to the Yankees player development, it's piss poor, right? We've been able to develop some starting pitchers to include them in trades and stuff like that. I think Cam Slittler just blew everybody out of the water when he came up. Let's see what he's going to be this year. But if it comes down to trading Ben Rice, well, if Ben Rice cannot be the what stops you from getting Fernando Tatis. Jr. And the reason why I brought up that trade package that I did is because Fernando Tatis, he has a no trade clause in his contract. He ultimately decides where he goes. There's not going to be a bidding war between 2 teams or 3 teams in order to trade for Fernando Tatis. It's up to Fernando Tatis to decide where he wants to go. And if the San Diego Padres, because they're going through their financial troubles that they're going through, if they have to fire sell, when you look at the markets, where's Fernando Tatis going to want to play? He's going to want to play in New York.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
He's not going to want to play much.
If you're a gamer like Tatis is, and you know he wants that smoke, he's a competitor, he's got that entertainment value, he's got that pizzazz, you know, he's got that almost like a showman quality that is great in New York.
Mm.
That's the type of athlete that actually blossoms in the pressure cooker of New York City.
Yeah,
we're not getting it. We know we're not.
Yeah,
no.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. You know, it's the off season. That's what the off season is for. I believe in more this one right here. We're going to have the same outfield last year. Having Cody Bellinger back, if the Yankees re-sign Cody Bellinger with Trent Grisham in center field, and the Yankees are going to move off of Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez if a trade presents itself. I think that's the reality.
If that's the case, we're talking about running it back. Before we get into the running it back conversation, if you were to go after Fernando Tatis, to me, that's a World Series type move because that brings swag, moxie. Last time we had that was Juan Soto. That's the type of player that you're getting with a Fernando Tatis, where guys are like, okay, we're ready to go. It amps the players up. But I do feel like the Yankees will be closer to running it back because in their minds, we heard Cashman a couple of weeks ago and Boone talk about a couple of weeks ago. They were talking about the Blue Jays and the Dodgers in the World Series Game 7. I know those are 2 competitors that have beaten the Yankees the last 2 years. I know in the Yankees mindset, they're thinking those 2 guys beat us, we're close. Just imagine if we get a guy like Garrett Cole back, or if the guys like Hal Steinbrenner said, play up to their potential. But that's the problem. The guys don't play up to their potential outside of Aaron Judge. When it comes to the big moments, these guys tend to always flame out. It's as simple as that. You got to bring in guys that have that moxie. Go out there and get yourself a Fernando Tatis. Go out there and do what you got to do to bring in a guy like Tariq Skubal, who's a known commodity already, instead of these unknowns. It's as simple as that to me.
Yeah, and you're gonna the question is gonna start presenting itself when it comes to the Yankees and their offseason. Like, I like this right here. Shout out to Minks in the chat. So Keem. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Tucker, Imai, and Okamoto. I'm good with that. If that's the offseason that we have, that's an A+ offseason. You got to ask yourself, who would you rather have, Cody Bellinger or Trent or Kyle Tucker? When you look at Cody Bellinger this last year, he had the most healthiest season he's had since his 2019 MVP season. Do you guys think that that's an anomaly, or will he start regressing to what he has been in the prior years when it comes to his injuries? I'd rather go with Tucker. If I'm putting in money on a long-term deal, I'd rather go with Kyle Tucker. But then when you look at Fernando Tatis and his contract, if he's available, big ass if with the quotation marks, his contract, when you look at it stretched out, it's literally $3 million more than what Trent Grisham got this year from the New York Yankees. So when you look at Fernando Tatis' contract, when Hal Steinbrenner wants to talk about being under the luxury tax or however he wants to hint at it, Fernando Tatis' contract is very affordable and very team friendly. It's not until the last 4 years of his contract he's making $36 million, and that's still less than what Aaron Judge is making.
Yeah, it comes down to, like we were talking about earlier, bad allocation of money. Because think about it, Trent Grisham. Let's look at the moves that we've made so far this year, and I'm gonna add one more caveat to it. Trent Grisham, Ryan McMahon, Ryan Yarbrough, and Tim Hill. Though collectively they're getting paid over $40 million. What does that equal to you, Kyle Tucker?
Bingo. There it is. And then you look at the is it like 13 million coming off of Stanton's AAV as well?
Yeah, he'll be cheaper. And this is the time that you got to go out there and just handle your business. Like this comment saying, Tucker, Imai, Okamoto. I take that in a heartbeat, dude. Kyle Tucker, I like Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger, I think, like, what gives Cody the edge over Tucker is and Bellinger's always been priority number one to me because I don't think Tucker is a realistic possibility for the Yankees. What gives Bellinger the edge is his versatility, him being able to play first base, the fit in New York, and what we've already seen. But Kyle Tucker is the better player. You go out there and get a top line pitcher like Imai, and then you go get Okamoto. That means that you go ahead and you can flip a guy like Ryan McMahon. Because, and that'll take off $16 million off your books right there. I think those three moves would be an A+ offseason.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But you have to find somebody who's willing to eat Ryan McMahon's contract. The Yankees,
I think somebody would take it from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, the Yankees may have to eat some of it, maybe 2, 3, 4 million of it in order to make it more intriguing. Because he's making 16 million for just a Gold Glove defender. If you tell a team, hey, if you take on Ryan McMahon, we'll eat 3 million per season of his contract. I think a team would rather pay 13 million from Ryan McMahon's services over 16 million. Personally, I want to shout out VL in the chat who says, Hector, the Tatis move is very doable because of what you already explained. But Rice and pitching have to go in that deal. There's a lot of teams looking for good outfielders, and San Diego doesn't have it. Are you guys down with trading Ben Rice?
Well, LI Yankee King just entered the chat, so he's about to get triggered over that question. So, look, I'm not letting, like you had said earlier, I think you had said this earlier, I'm not letting a guy like Ben Rice clog up. I'm not giving away Ben Rice for free, but I'm not, if it's going to bring in a Fernando Tatis or a player of his caliber, then yes, I would. I'm not holding on to a Ben Rice. If we flip Ben Rice and it brings in a Schoolboy or Skeens, I'm doing that move.
Yeah. Miguel right here. Shout out to Miguel Tejada.
He doesn't even play every day. They don't even play Ben Rice every day.
Well, that's because Giancarlo Stanton is clogging the spot. So
and because of Grace's favorite Yankee of all time, Orson Welles. That's why,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you don't make that trade, that's crazy because he doesn't even play every day. Like, you're talking about trading a non-everyday player for Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, of course you do that. You know what I mean?
LI Yankee King. I love you, LI Yankee King. You know what I love the most? When I'm on TikTok and anytime I get Yu-Gi-Oh videos that pop on my FYP, LI Yankee King is always in the comments section or reposting those videos. Shout out to my guy, LI Yankee King, who said he would not trade Ben Rice for Paul Skeens or Tariq Skubal.
That's...
That's all I'm going to say on that one. If you guys can hit that like button, we got over 60 people in the building rocking out with us. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. In the link of this video, you will find Grace's Twitter, Ace's Twitter as well. You will find Ace's channel on YouTube. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Ace Avenue. Does one of the best play-by-plays in all of the YouTube lands. Shout out to my guy, Delulu Yankee fan says it's crack. Yeah, no, it's definitely some drugs. That is there. But the conversation, let's move it over to Imai now, because he came out with some statements, and I want to bring it up because Hayden just put it in the chat. He said Imai literally said he would rather beat the Dodgers than join them. That screamed Yankees. He also wants a team who doesn't have a Japanese team. Yankees fit that perfectly. I think he means to say like he doesn't have a like another Japanese player on the team. Yep. And if you guys saw, he was being interviewed by former Red Sox great Daisuke Matsuzaka. And he literally said, no, I would rather beat the Dodgers than join them. It would bring me more pride when it comes to winning against it. And that right there, that's the perfect selling point to Hal Steinbrenner. Because if you need to get yourself a pitcher who can step into this rotation, first off, being back from Japan, the Japanese baseball players and just, the Japanese coaches, very reserved. They don't show a lot of emotion. They're not very screamy or anything they're not like these American baseball players whatsoever. The highlights you see from Imai, he is screaming on the mound. He is yelling at people. He is showing his emotions. That's a different type of breed. And that's somebody who I think is perfect for pinstripes. And if you need somebody who can fit into your rotation, who could be a fan favorite like Tanaka was, even though Tanaka never won a championship or World Series with the Yankees, a lot of Yankee fans respect the shit out of Tanaka because of how durable he was and how willing he was to go out there for the team. Like he would put the team, but the team was more important to him. Winning was more important to him than his own health, if that makes any sense. But bringing Imai, you're waiting for Garrett Cole to come back. You got to wait for Rodon to come back. You got Max Fried in that rotation. You got Cam Slitler in that rotation. I think Imai is a perfect fit. Sorry for that long-winded response.
No, you're good. I'm right there with you. He screams New York Yankees, and he's basically all but saying Yankees come get me. It just depends on how much the Yankees are going to want to dish out. This is a guy that, dude, his last game playing complete game, I think it was like 15, 16, or 17 strikeouts with 100 and something well over 100 something pitches. And his last outing, this dude went out there and balled, and that's the type of guy that we need on our team. A baller. Heck, we talked about that a couple shows ago where this dude threw a pitch, turned his back and said, I know you're not hitting it. You know, we need that kind of swag. Imagine pairing him and a guy like Cam Slitler together back to back, along with you getting Max Fried, Garrett Cole. This could be a deadly rotation if you add guys like him. And as far as from a business standpoint, it brings in the overseas dollars. Why not? I'm all for this. Like, I would think it would be an A+ move for the Yankees to get him.
Just looked up Imai's zodiac sign, and he's a Taurus. Taurus. So now I know everything about him. He is stubborn. So you were saying he screams on the mound. You just Ace, you just said he pitched a complete game. That checks out. Stubborn, bullish, Taurus, loves to have nice things, money, nice house, nice car, nice clothes, comforts of home. Absolutely. Headstrong, confident. I know everything about Imai now. We should have just started with the zodiac reading. But I think Imai right now is putting on like the perfect thirst trap for the New York Yankees. And he is not just saying this stuff willy-nilly. He knows what he's doing. He's teasing the Yankees. He wants the Yankees to make an offer. Now, whether he's going to take that offer or not, he knows, or his agent knows, or his PR person, or whoever is telling him to skew his conversations in such a way that if the Yankees are involved in the bidding process, it usually works out well for you in the end. He's over here posting pictures on Instagram like, oh, this whole thing, you know, this is what he's doing to the Yankees, okay? I want to beat the Dodgers. I don't want to join a team that has another. I mean, come on, y'all. He's thirst trapping the Yankees, and good for him. Smart play. You know what I mean? Whoever told him to do it, great job. Not saying he wouldn't be amazing. Not saying I don't want him on the Yankees. I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying I see you. I see what you're doing.
I just want to bring this up. Li Yankee King, he's punching the air. He's saying, who's going to be the Yankees first baseman if they move Ben Rice? Listen, Li, if the Yankees move Ben Rice for Paul Skeens, I will personally go on the Grand Concourse and find some fucking guy who's playing softball to be the Yankees first baseman if Paul Skeens is on the mound for the New York Yankees.
Yeah. Li is acting like Ben Rice was like this elite first baseman. Like, come on, man. Like, great hitter.
Great hitter.
No doubt. Great hitter. But first base needs work. That's not me knocking him. I'm not knocking Paul. I'm not knocking Ben Rice because I do think he took strides and he's gotten better every year. First year he came up, I said he wasn't ready. I've never said he was trash. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not letting a move like that stop me from a Paul Skeens, a Fernando Tatis, or a Tariq Skubal.
Like Kim said, we putting Grace Monroe at first base if we get Paul Skeens. You shit me? You shit me? For Paul Skeens, you gotta be out of here. I want to bring this up real quick because I got a highlight from Imai. This is just him pitching. I just want to put the playback speed a little bit faster so you guys can just see. His stuff is good. Like, and also in interviews, he's also complained about how the hitters cannot hit him and how he wants a challenge.
Look at that drop.
He literally says, he's like, they can't hit my stuff. I want a challenge. This is too easy for me.
Oh, did you see that? I haven't watched this yet.
Listen, I like him. I like the makeup. I think he screams Tanaka. I think he screams Yankees. And when you look at how the Yankees have operated in the past, the Yankees have tried to develop position players. It hasn't worked out 100%, and the Yankees have fully The Yankees took their greatest asset, which is their wallet, which is their bank account, and they have invested that heavily into the starting rotation. The Yankees have spent money on Cole. They spent money on Max Fried. They spent money on Carlos Rodon. That's what the Yankees have done over the past 3 or 4 years when it comes to free agents. They haven't spent big time money on position players. If you look at it, we haven't spent a damn. Trent Grisham, probably one of the most expensive position players we've signed over the past few seasons. So when you look at it, the Yankees have spent money heavily on the starting rotation, and they've tried to develop position players, and it just hasn't worked out. And I think when it comes to Imai, this would be another scenario. If I know a lot of people saying that they can't see the Yankees spending $25 million on another starting on another arm in the rotation. Why not? We've done it already in the rotation, and we haven't done anything when it comes to position players.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody in the chat. We got over 70 people in the building collectively. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you guys give us a like, drop a subscribe. You guys are truly amazing.
Yeah, I want to kick it over to Grace, right?
Can I just say one thing real quick? Let's not forget. At the end of last year, Rodon was pitching clearly injured, and nobody knew about it. I mean, I think the pitching kind of let us down a little bit in the postseason as well. Everybody focuses on the bats, and for good reason. There is definitely something to be said there. But Anthony Volpe needed surgery. Carlos Rodon needed surgery. Aaron Judge possibly needed surgery, which ended up he didn't need it. But we were limping. We were definitely limping. And yeah, it did. The players, I'm not saying that they let us down. Partly it was their fault, and partly they were injured and trying as hard as they could. It just wasn't our year. You know, I don't think that, let me just say, running back the offense wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we shore up the pitching. Do you know what I mean? And stay healthy. Like, you can't tell me that going into the postseason, we weren't all feeling good. Because we were clicking. We just went through the gauntlet. Remember when we went through the gauntlet? We're like, oh, they're not going to do it. And then they were like, ba, 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 ba. We're like, oh my God, it's happening. We're actually getting hot right before the postseason. What happened? Our pitching started to go down. Schlittler had to come in. He had an amazing historic start against the Red Sox. They were all feeling great, right? I mean, like, y'all, it sucks, but you know, it happened. I don't know.
L.I. Yankee King. I fucking can't stand you. Fucking hate you so much, bro. But I love you at the same time. Shout out to my guy L.I. Yankee King in the chat. Shout out to everybody who was in the building as well. Kim in the building. My guy Jonathan, who was in the building. Tina was up here earlier. VL is here. Salute to you guys. Hector Cruz is in the building. Shout out to my guy Hector Cruz. Like always, guys. Theo Nosebleed section. Shout out to Theo Nosebleed section. If you guys can, you know, I understand the spirited conversation in the chat, but just keep it respectful to one another. We're all just Yankee fans here. I think we all want the same thing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we just want this team to be competitive. We just want a winning product on the field. And I think every Yankee fan can agree with that. And I think one thing we can all collectively come together and have a celebration or a moment for is today is Joe DiMaggio's birthday. So rest in peace to the former Yankee captain, Joe DiMaggio. He would have been 111 years old today. Shout out to Joe DiMaggio, the Italian stallion, the original Italian stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very awkward.
Oh, Grace is grabbing it. Put that bigger on screen.
Oh, go ahead. Hold on, wait.
This is a good book. If y'all are looking for a book to read in the off season with some old school Yankees vibes.
Okay. All right. Grace is giving you guys a book report to do. All right. Do a book report on Joe DiMaggio.
Okay, but you don't have to take my word for it.
Grace, I want to throw it over to you.
That was a quote from Reading Rainbow, in case y'all didn't know.
I love Reading Rainbow.
Okay, good.
The more you know.
Butterfly in the sky.
Every time I think of Reading Rainbow, I think of that skit a couple of years ago with DMX.
Oh my God.
When somebody remixed Reading Rainbow with DMX, I can't ever unhear it.
Send me that.
Grace.
I will. I'm going to send it to you.
want to ask you before we go, because the rumors are circulating as well. You're down in Texas. You're our reporter from
God.
Texas. A lot of people don't know that.
Uh-oh.
But
Yeah. Texas
Corey
is it.
Seager.
I know. Corey Seager is. I hear some Yankees people saying, "Oh, the Rangers don't even love him that much." Are you actually serious? He is beloved here in Texas. Okay, trading him would be devastating to the fan base. I'm just gonna say that. I know he's only been here for 4 years, but if you go to a Rangers game, everybody's wearing Seager jerseys. Everybody. I mean, he is like, and it's crazy to me because he has the personality of DJ LeMahieu. If you've never like heard him talk or seen his personality very much, he's very similar to DJ. Like, not a lot of talking, man of few words, very stoic, business-like, not a lot of frills to the guy, okay? But he's a great player, and they love him. I would be shocked if they traded him, A, because he's so beloved, but B, because his contract is inflated, and his best years are behind him. He is injury-prone. Can he still play shortstop? Of course. For now, yeah, he's good defensive shortstop. When he's on the field, is his swing beautiful for Yankee Stadium? Yes. But am I going to make that trade? No, I'm not. I'm not. And Seager is my husband's favorite Ranger, by the way. He's everybody's favorite Ranger. So, I'll be shocked.
What about you, Ace? How you feeling about this Corey Seager conversation? Are you buying into the Corey Seager rumors?
Nah, I'm not really buying too much into it.
Same.
For a lot of Yankee fans, it would be one of those things where it's like a what if scenario, like what Marvel be pulling out. Like, it would just be like trying to make up for a past, wrongdoing, because a lot of Yankee fans really wanted Corey Seager. One of the reasons why we didn't get him was because we had Anthony Volpe down the pipeline. Nothing's changed. We still have Anthony Volpe. I don't think that the Yankees are going to make a move like this when they have Volpe. Corey Seager's injury history does scare me a little bit. He is a guy that does get nicked up a lot, but he would be a guy that would fit in perfectly here. I just don't think it's a realistic possibility because we know the Yankees shortstop is just a placeholding position for when Volpe gets back.
Yeah.
I think you made a great point, Ace. The time to get Corey Seager was a few years ago, and it would have been great.
Yeah. And I'm going to repeat the same thing Ace said. I don't think the Yankees go out there and trade for Corey Seager because they're not moving off of Anthony Volpe. The Yankees are going to give Anthony Volpe as much time as they need to figure out if he's the Yankees shortstop of the future or if he's just a placeholder for George Lombard Jr. or for whoever comes afterwards. And I think Anthony Volpe is here to stay. Jose Caballero will be the starting shortstop at the beginning of the season. And when Anthony Volpe comes back, Anthony Volpe will be slotted into the shortstop spot. And I just think that's how the Yankees are going to work when it comes to their shortstop position. They're not moving off of Anthony Volpe. They invested too much time. They invested too much money into Anthony Volpe, and they invested too much hope into Anthony Volpe. And one thing we know about Brian Eugene Cashman is that Brian Cashman never wants to admit that he is wrong. And he is going to throw out the Anthony Volpe car until the wheels fall off.
I did hear an interesting theory of getting Corey Seager to play shortstop while Volpe is rehabbing, whatever, and then possibly trading Ryan McMahon and moving Seager to third. Now you're starting to get me a little bit more interested. As Corey Seager is aging, maybe he could play third. I don't know if he's ever played third, if he would. I mean, I guess he'd be good at third. I mean, he'd just move over a little. But that could be a possibility, maybe. But even then, I don't see it happening. It's too many moving parts. It's too many. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. That's an all-in move, though. Which I would love.
And when it comes to Corey Seager, right? I understand the whole, and I get it 100%. Have him play shortstop, move him over to third base. But if you're having him play shortstop because your shortstop is injured, Corey Seager is also an injury risk. True. At any moment, he could pull his calf, and now you're down your shortstop, Your shortstop that was the fill-in, and the guy that you was going to play third base because you traded Ryan McMahon. So now your whole left side of the infield is not compromised if you make that deal. It's just like you said, it's just too many variables, too many moves, and I just think the contract is what's going to hold up Corey Seager coming over to the New York Yankees.
Right. Yep.
What about you, Ace?
Yeah, I just don't think it's a realistic possibility. My dream shortstop, though, and you guys want to take a guess who I think who would be my dream shortstop for the New York Yankees?
C.J. Abrams.
Nope.
Dream
Grace?
shortstop. Is he a shortstop right now?
I
Is he
personally.
on the trade block, or is this just a dream?
No. This is just a dream scenario. I like Ezekiel Tovar from the Colorado Rockies. Young player. Did come off a bad year, but he had 2 solid years in a row. Really young dude, man. I would love him to be our shortstop. I'm putting that out there in the universe.
And he's on a very team-friendly deal as well. The Rockies, they made sure that they signed him early. He's on a very team-friendly deal. I wouldn't hate that whatsoever. Yeah. He's a better defender than Anthony Volpe. I think the majority of shortstops in Major League Baseball are better defenders than Anthony Volpe. I just hope that the shoulder injury that Volpe sustained at the beginning of the season, don't let that be an excuse for you not to upgrade your shortstop position when the time comes, because it's going to come. Unless Anthony Volpe proves us all wrong and turns into that player that we all think that player that the Yankees hyped up to be, 270, 20 home runs, 20 to 30 stolen bases. If Anthony Volpe was giving you a 270 batting average, 20 plus home runs, 20 stolen bases, you can live with his defense at shortstop. You can't live with his defense at shortstop if he's hitting below 220. You just can't.
Yeah.
You know who I want?
Shortstop. Stop trying to fix Volpe.
You know who I want? I want to put it out into the universe. Who I want? Junior Caminero.
Oh,
play some third base for us.
Oh my God, I love him.
Same.
I want him so bad on the Yankees, and I know he wants to be on the Yankees. His
defense is nowhere near as good as Ryan McMahon, but the bat is way better.
Oh
the
my
bat,
God.
yeah, but that's the thing too. When it comes to Junior, and I'm not trying to throw any shade to Junior, but they played at a AAA ballpark last year.
True, but that's our ballpark.
Wait, but still, it's.
Are you calling Yankee Stadium a AAA ballpark?
No. I'm not. George M. Steinbrenner Field is a AAA ballpark.
Yeah, but the dimensions of the field are the same.
It has the same dimensions, but when you look at the stadium and how it's built, the wind pushes the ball out. They don't have the same exterior when it comes to the stadium, the bleachers, the wind tunnels blocking the. It's just the humidity makes the ball fly out of George M. Steinbrenner Field. And if a baseball team is playing 82 games of their regular season at George M. Steinbrenner Field, a lot of those numbers are going to be inflated. You got to look at his splits, road to home, and the difference when it comes to his power. I just think a lot of his power came from playing in George M. Steinbrenner Field. Just like with the Oakland Athletics and their power, and they were great at home, but on the road they weren't the same offensive team.
I think that Junior. Go ahead, Ace.
No, I was about to say, and apparently playing in that stadium, you lose home runs with the trees because they took away a home run from Aaron Judge because they couldn't fucking track it.
I think that Junior would be like Jazz and come alive if he was on a team that was a contender. The Rays, womp womp.
I want to play this because Ace brought it up, and I want to play this before we get out of here.
Oh, no, there's cursing in here.
Huh?
I think it's cursing in there.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm not going to play it. You just reminded me. I don't want to get demonetized.
But if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Go find it on the TikToks. But Grace and Ace, any last messages before we get ready to get out of here?
I want it to be known that I'm a Bellinger girl, so I want Belly over King Tuck. I'm going to go on the record yet again and say this. I know this is a controversial take, but I want Cody Bellinger back in pinstripes. If we get Cody Bellinger back, okay, we run back effectively the same offense, but add Oswaldo Cabrera, minus DJ LeMahieu, minus Marcus Stroman. We have to beef up the bullpen and get one more starter, maybe Michael King. Maybe we trade for somebody. Who knows what they end up doing with that. We've got Schlittler coming back. We've got Cole coming back. We've got, not Schlittler, Schmidt. Schlittler, whatever. Schmidt coming back, Cole coming back. Like, I think it is a winning formula and it could work. Okay, that's what I think. And go Yankees. And happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble gobble. What about you, Ace?
Yeah, I just want this team to go all in, and I want Hal to be, more front and center. It's funny because I'm doing a watch along of it. Welcome to Derry, and how it seems like Hal be the one disappearing for like 27 years on this team and not really paying attention. But I
haven't seen the last 2 episodes. No spoiler. I was in another
you're gonna
country.
be in for it.
I was in another country, brother.
Yeah, you're gonna be in for it. But yeah, we gotta just do what we have to do because our stars aren't getting any younger. I want to go out. Me personally, I want to go out and get a guy like Imai, because you get a guy like Imai, it also makes, like Grace was saying, Clark Schmidt, it makes guys like Schmidt or maybe Luis Hill a little more expendable, so that way you can bring in talent to also help this team as well. I just want to see this team do what they got to do, and how, go out there and spend. Wouldn't it just be crazy though if everybody's ranting and raving, getting all upset, and we end up spending like $350 million? That would surprise the hell out of me.
I think every Yankee fan, that would surprise the hell out of every Yankee fan. And I'm going through my bag. Sorry for the background noise, because I like to believe that I'm smart, right? Grace, you think I'm smart? Ace, you guys think I'm smart?
You're intelligent.
Right.
You are very intelligent.
Yeah, I try to believe that. I try to think that I'm smart. So while I was in Japan, I stopped at a card shop and I got a mystery card collection. I got several of these. So I got like 2 more to the side that I'm saving up for if the Yankees get Imai. Because when I'm on the field, I can be like, hey, arigato gozaimasu. I have these, let's go through them. So we're going to do this on the screen all together. So this is a mystery bag of Japanese vintage baseball cards that I'm opening up.
Like Charizard.
Oh yeah. you bust that bad boy out and cha-ching.
Yeah.
It would be crazy though if the Yankees signed Imai and you did that and you got like his rookie card and you get him to sign it. Bro,
that would be fine. So this is the one that they give you one that's like a collectible one that's already in. This is the rookie edition Kentai O'Neill, who is plays for the I think this is Imai's team. No, this is not Imai's team. This is the Buffalo Sabres, and we're gonna open up 1 pack, right? So I'm trying to figure out what pack they got. The Dragons. Hold on. No, that's not the Dodgers. That's the Dragons. The Swallows. I'm trying to see which team did Imai play for. Hold on. Tatsui Imai played for the Seibu Lions.
The Lions.
No, there's no Seibu Lions. But all right, so I got this one. We're gonna open up this one. Card ripping. Yes, fascinating. Ace, you got some music you can play?
Love doing these ungiftings. These unwrappings, I should say.
These unwrappings, yeah, we're gonna do this together.
I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
All right. So we got one Japanese player. Yuji Nishino right here. Yuji Nishino's right here. We got Yuyai Yangi. Okay, Watanabe. I know this guy. Okay. Tetsuya Yamada. Everybody know this guy. Got another one. This is Rikoto Yokoyama. Oh, I got an American player, Jason Volser. Shout out to Jason Volser. Dachi Oshira. Shei Hoso Okawa. And then the last one is, we got 2 more. Taya Sasaki, and then Naruto Nagojimo. Those are the cards that we got. So hopefully this season the Yankees sign Imai and we can open up some packs together. This would be cool.
Grace, did your button say, what about second breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Grace was showing stuff off too.
What about second breakfast?
Yes,
I
Eddie.
love these.
Eddie, yes, I did go to the Power Ranger Museum, and also I was in a in a samurai show that was at the Toye amusement park. On the next episode, I'll play it. I just got to edit my footage. But guys, I love this episode. Grace, I miss you. Ace, I miss you. We're going to be back with more Yankee conversation. I'm going to do an open panel tomorrow. We're doing an open panel tomorrow. If anybody wants to come, you're more than welcome to come. The open panel is going to be a new format because YouTube has the new like short, the TikTok, view. So we're going to do it like that. I'm not sure if Grace and Ace are going to join because they have a life. I'm not going to expect them just to drop everything they're doing. Ace, you going to join?
Maybe. No, I want to say before we go, I just want to
Go
know,
ahead.
you guys and people in the chat, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish since Thanksgiving is Thursday?
Yes, gobble gobble.
And tell us one thing you're thankful for.
Well, I'm thankful for you guys. So
yes, I was about to say I'm thankful for Grace. I'm thankful for Ace. I'm thankful for this chat. Shout out to Hector Cruz in the building. Jonathan, tomorrow the open panel. I got a meeting from 1 to 3. The open panel is going to be around 4 or 5 o'clock. So just hit that bell notification. Just be on the lookout. Around 4 or 5 o'clock, the open panel will start. We'll have a great conversation. This is just for Yankee fans to come up and vent. We're going to have a great conversation. Keep it respectful, like always. Shout out to Eddie Trinidad in the building. Eddie T, how are you doing? Nathaniel Crenshaw, I appreciate you. He says, bye, guys. Grace, you are the smartest. Nathaniel Crenshaw, I appreciate you. Mr. Peanut, 4690. Junior hits 23 home runs on the road. I would love him on the case.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like him. I like him a lot. I like him.
Shout out to Theo Dennis. Love you, Bendition. Theo is in the building and said, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Grateful to have a personal relationship with you. Heck, Ace definitely need to meet, and Grace too as well. 100% Theo Dennis. Like your username says, the sky is the limit. I love the shit out of you and Delulu Yankee fan. You guys are amazing. I look forward to going to Yankee Stadium. I miss hanging out with you guys. Tina is in the building. Shout out to our good friend Tina. My brother Eddie Snaps is in the building. VL, Mr. Kim 13 was here as well. Theo Nosebleed section was in the building as well. Appreciate all of you guys. And until next time, make sure you guys eat a lot of food on Thursday. If you guys see anyone that's out there who is in a need of assistance, help, whatever, help them out. $5 don't hurt. $10 don't hurt. There's a lot of people who's struggling right now. There's families who may not have money to have food on Thanksgiving. So just remember that if you guys have time, donate your time to a soup kitchen, a local soup kitchen that's by you. If you could drop off any goods, any clothing, anything you got left in the house, make sure you guys do that. My man C Money is doing the Yankees food drive this year with Latino Sports and the New York Yankees. So if you guys have anything to donate, go to Caleb Vasquez, C Money on Instagram, shoot him a DM, let him know as well. But until next time, Arriba the Dirty, eat some turkey, stay stuffed, Yankee fans. I'm Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
Yours truly, the Ace.
And this has been the Yankees Morning Brew. And until next time, deuces.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.